हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज हम बात करते हैं डिफरेंट कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव मेथड्स टू कंट्रोल पॉपुलेशन। जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं, इंडिया या जो भी और डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज हैं वहां पर आज के टाइम पर सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है कंटिन्यूसली इंक्रीजिंग पॉपुलेशन, कंटिन्यूसली ग्रोइंग पॉपुलेशन। तो क्या क्या मेथड्स हैं इन रिप्रोडक्टिव वे जिसके थ्रू हम इंक्रीजिंग पॉपुलेशन को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं? देयर आर मेनी contraceptive methods by which we can control continuously rising population. तो इन methods को हम एक एक करके देखते हैं and then I will explain all these methods. तो the first method is called natural method. The first method is called natural method. इन natural methods कई सारे मेथड होते हैं जिसके थ्रू हम पॉपुलेशन कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं। तो इन नेचुरल मेथड्स में हमें कौन कौन से मेथड्स स्टडी करने हैं? द फर्स्ट नेचुरल मेथड इज पीरियोडिक एब्स्टिनेंस। पीरियोडिक एब्स्टिनेंस। द सेकेंड मेथड इज क्वाइटस इंटरप्टस। The third method is lactational amenorrhea. That means in natural methods we have to study about these three methods. The first is periodic abstinence, the second is coitus interruptus, and the third is lactational amenorrhea. The second method is called barrier method. Third method is called intrauterine contraceptive devices. In short form, they are called IUCDs, intrauterine contraceptive devices, or they are called intrauterine devices. Then next method is contraceptive pills. Contraceptive pills. Then implants and injectable method. And the last one is called surgical method. These are the different methods which can use to control rising population. The first is called natural method. The second is called barrier method. The third is called intrauterine contraceptive devices. Fourth is contraceptive pills. Fifth one is implants and injectable method, and sixth one is called surgical methods. Now we will study about this method individually in detail. Clear? Now listen guys, when we talk about the first natural method, that is periodic abstinence. First listen carefully, then I will explain you. Periodic abstinence, in this method couples are advised to avoid copulation during risk period of menstrual cycle. In this method, couples are advised to avoid copulation during risk period. What do you mean by risk period? The time period in menstrual cycle when the chances of ovulation is maximum. Like as we know, in menstrual cycle, the time period of ovulation is 14th day. So 3 to 4 days before the ovulation and 3 to 4 days after the ovulation. That means in menstrual cycle, day 10 to day 17, that time period is considered as a risk period. And in periodic abstinence, we advise couple to avoid copulation during risk period, that is from day 10th to day 17th. I will explain you. Like when we talk about menstrual cycle, 14th day ovulation will take place. So 3 to 4 days before ovulation and 3 to 4 days after ovulation. That means day 10 to day 17. This time period is called risk period. So if a couple will copulate during risk period, chances of fertilization or conception will be maximum. That's why we advise couple to avoid copulation during this risk period. After 17th day to last 28th day, this period is called safety period. This period is called safety period. Before 10th day is also considered or can be considered as a safety period, but before 10th day or before 8th day, menstrual phase will take place, and during menstrual phase copulation is not possible. So we talk about risk period or safety period. So in periodic abstinence, couples are advised to avoid copulation during which period? Risk period. And what is the duration of risk period? Day 10 to day 17. Clear this thing? Now, the second method is called coitus interruptus. It is also called withdrawal of penis. As the name, हमें coitus को interrupt करना है. ध्यान से सुनना. What is coitus interruptus? In this method, male partner withdraw its penis, withdraw its external genitalia outside the female genital tract at the time of ejaculation. At the time of ejaculation. When ejaculation is going to be there, then male partner remove its penis, remove its external genitalia outside the female genital tract, so that insemination will take place or ejaculation will take place outside the body. That method is called coitus interruptus. That method is called coitus interruptus. So, withdrawal of penis, outside the female genital tract at the time of ejaculation. At the time of ejaculation. Clear this thing? Now, third method is called lactational amenorrhea. Now listen guys, amenorrhea means absence of menstrual cycle, and lactation, you know, that means when parturition takes place, after the parturition the period of lactation takes place. During lactational period, when fetus is on intense feeding, intense milk feeding, at that time due to hormonal changes menstrual cycle ceases up to maximum of 6 month duration. That means after parturition, after completion of 9 month delivery time period, menstrual cycle stops even more extra 6 months due to which time period? Lactational time period. And as we know, menstrual cycle will not take place for that 6 months. That means at that time ova will also not release. As ova will not release, there is no chance of fertilization. Clear this thing? That means absence of menstrual cycle during lactational period is also considered as a natural method to control population. So what is the basic aim of natural method? To prevent fusion of sperm and ova. So we use these three methods. How can we stop? Like we advise couple to perform copulation during safety period. We advise male partner to ejaculate the semen outside the female body. We advise couple to perform copulation during lactational period. So these three are called natural methods to control population. Clear this thing? Now, we talk about second method, that is called barrier method. In barrier method, we use different components, yet different items which are made up of latex, to prevent fusion of sperm and ova. Like in case of male, we use condoms. So that sperms cannot enter into female genital tract even after ejaculation inside the body of female genital tract due to presence of condom. That is also called nirodh. We also use different methods in case of female also. In case of female, we can also use condom, and then condom in case of female is called femidome. That is called femidome. We can say female condom. We can also use different devices like diaphragm, like cervical cap, like wand. These are the different devices which are made up of latex. And guys, these devices are reusable. Now listen, in market many creams, jellies are also available which act as a spermicidal agent. Spermicidal means which can kill the sperms. So when we use those spermicidal jellies or creams along with these devices, along with these barrier methods, the effectiveness of barrier methods increases more and more. So when they are used individually, they are effective. But when these barrier methods are used with different chemicals, different jellies, different creams which act as a spermicidal agent, these methods become more and more effective. Clear this thing? Thank you.